Hi, and welcome back to our Preparing for Retirement podcast. I'm your host, Mark Cram, Certified Financial Planner with Cram Investment Group in Durham, North Carolina. And today's topic is going to be about creating an arbitrage. Well, what is an arbitrage? Well, an arbitrage is when you write off interest paid and compound interest earned. Here's a simple example. We take an interest-only loan on our home, which we talked about last time. We pay interest on that, simple interest. We take the money that we borrow from that and put it in a tax-favored accumulation account with compounded growth. That creates our arbitrage. Now let's look at a simple example of an arbitrage. Here's a real bank. This is an example of an arbitrage at work. In this bank, you'll see that if you put money in the bank, that the bank will pay you 2.5% in your checking account. On the other side, if you want to take an equity loan on your home, they're going to charge you 4.2% for that loan. The difference between what they're paying you for your money and what you're paying them for their money is the arbitrage, and they're going to make millions of dollars year after year with this simple arbitrage. Now, as we prepare for retirement, let's look at an arbitrage situation. If we borrowed $100,000 out of our home, interest only, at 9%, we would pay $9,000 in interest in over a year's period of time. If you're in a 30% tax bracket, that would be 23% federal and 7% state. You would get a $2,700 tax savings on that $9,000. So your net cost for that loan is $6,300. Now, if you put that in a tax-favored accumulation account earning 7.5%, in the very first year, you're going to earn $7,500. Now, does that look like a good deal? Spend $6,300 to earn $75,000. Well, that's a 19% return on your money. If you could do that year after year, I think you would consider yourself a fairly savvy investor. But what we're talking about is a compound interest account. You earned $7,500 in the first year that the money was in there. But in year 5, you earned $10,000. In year 10, you earned over $15,000 in that account, and in year 15, you earned over $22,000 in that account. So that 19% return was actually the smallest return you would ever get on that particular account. The difference between what you earned in that compounding account and what you spent in the simple interest-only loan is over $100,000. Not bad. What if we could do a real arbitrage and invest money at 6% with our 30% tax bracket, but compound the money at 8% in our compound account? Well, at the end of that time period, our difference would be over $150,000 in a 15-year period of time. So you can see, leaving the money in your home earning nothing, or taking it out and creating an arbitrage, you can leverage that money multiple times. So what are the advantages of separating this equity out of your home? Well, one is you have access to it. We actually can create liquidity. Rather than having to go to the mortgage lender and plead with them to get your money back, you've got the money in your own liquid fund that you have access to. You've also created better asset protection because with the money inside your home, equity is one of the first places that a good lawyer will look if you happen to be subject to a lawsuit, you have a child who gets in some legal trouble, or someone gets hurt on your property. Your equity is definitely at risk. But if we separate that equity, we can find places to put that equity where it cannot be accessed by lawyers and by lawsuits. Third, we can create an arbitrage. We can find a place where we can get the return on our money, where we can actually create this arbitrage. Ultimately, though, you have choice and control. You're not giving the control of those dollars over to some mortgage lender. And we're doing it by using preferred debt. We're using mortgage interest debt that can be written off. So in preparing for our retirement and using this idea of creating an arbitrage, we can use the assets that we already own to actually help us create this arbitrage. And we can use the tax laws as they already exist to our advantage in creating this arbitrage. And we can use these dollars to actually build real wealth for ourselves. If you'd like to find out more about how you can do this for yourself, please visit the website www.equitymaximization.com. That's www.equitymaximization.com. And join us next time as we explore these ideas further and help you prepare for your retirement.